Hi, how you doing?
How are you doing?
Marc Maron.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Hey, are we picking somebody up? Or?
We are indeed. We are doing our free taxi service. You're more than welcome to come along for the ride.
Here in Ohio, we have early voting, and we're dealing primarily with African-American communities.
For us, yes, because they're the most disenfranchised.
They're most disenfranchised for a lot of reasons, but also here in Ohio, the last time there was an election, some waited online 6 hours.
The average length for the African American this last election was 5.5 hours, which is pretty appalling. And so we have focused on communities that are disenfranchised, disempowered, who basically can't afford a ride. We've been pushing the early voting in the form of absentee, and then this is a really cool thing at Veterans Memorial where you can actually vote absentee in person. The most simple thing of getting a free ride really does inhibit most voters from not going to the polls.
Like even Alcoholics Anonymous. If some drunk calls Alcoholics Anonymous and needs a ride from a bar to a meeting or a treatment center, they'll find somebody to do it.
Yeah, sure.
And voting isn't even a sickness.
Very true.
Does your engagement with the voter end at the polling place?
I'll stand with them in line if they want. A lot of them have questions. A lot of them are so nervous because they're first-time voters that they're really overwhelmed with the process.
First-time voters, you mean are they young people or older?
I personally have driven at least a dozen 50 and 60-year-olds who are first-time voters.
That's incredible. And what is it that they tell you is the reason for not voting for so long?
Well, a lot of them, it's that they didn't think they could make a difference. They didn't think it would count.
So it's a cynical apathy.
Part of it.
And we're in Franklin County, and that was the site of massive waiting. It's also where a lot of the accusations of voter machine malfunctions and other insidious Republican strategies were thought to have taken place.
Yeah, which is why we focused our efforts here. Pleasure to meet you, man.
Hi, I'm Mark. Nice to meet you. Let's go vote.
I'm ready.
Is this the first time you guys have voted?
It's my first time.
First time?
You always been excited about Obama right from the day one?
I don't think they talk about anything that's going to help us, but I think I'd rather put my trust in him than John McCain, because they only talk about the middle class and the higher class, and we're not either one of them.
But do you feel like it's going to make a difference to have a black president?
It's the first time for everything. I'm just scared that he probably wants something going to happen to me.
How about the people in the community? A lot of them voting more than they did last time?
This time, the election come around, a lot of more African-American people are coming out voting than...
You think that's going to be what's going to make the difference?
Yeah.
So what do you think that the community you live in needs the most?
Now more than anything, jobs, because it was never this hard to find no job in Columbus.
Well, things are definitely going to change, I think.
I do hope so.
Doesn't seem like it can get much worse. These are the people that feel completely disenfranchised and completely hopeless and forgotten in a lot of ways. Even though she doesn't have a lot of faith in the process or faith in her future or the future of this country, she was definitely going to come out and vote this time. Wow, look at this. And this is for in-person absentee voting. People are into this.
Well, it's kind of funny because one of the things we would always say is, don't worry, no lines, no waiting, come down to the polls. But then I guess a lot of people have listened.
I was determined to put my vote in, and I want it to be counted. This is truly amazing. I've never seen so many people turn out for voting in my lifetime. And I'm 73 years old, and I've seen a lot of voting. And I did a lot of voting, but I've never seen anything like this here.
Is this the first time you voted or not?
This is the first time I went all of them things.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Was it exciting?
It was exciting. My hand was shaking when I had the pen.
Well, it's got...
It was exciting, but I just wonder if my vote really going to count.
There was that fundamental issue of distrust. And I think that, like you said at the beginning, is what you're fighting against, is that apathy that comes from cynicism and the sense of futility.
Yeah. You know, they go in and they're distrusting. They go in and they're upset. They're frustrated. They come out and they're smiling. They're happy. They feel like they've at least done something.
Some guy just said his hand was shaking.
People realize that their vote counts, that we need change in this country, and it's the people's voice that makes a difference.
This is really historic. I was able to vote for a black person. I never thought this would ever happen in American history. So actually, I felt very moved by it.
Time for a change.
Yes, sir.
It's really important because that way, maybe not my vote individually, but because I brought a friend, she brought me, and we know people who we rallied up, and a lot of people came together to vote, so I think it will make a difference.
Quite frankly, I'm very nervous that Republicans will figure out a way to steal the election, but I'm also very hopeful.
Basically, you have 250,000 voters. They've had maybe 20,000 vote this way.
It's going to be crazy on election day.